Hey amazing hackers, I'm TORHAT from HM Cyber Academy. We're gonna continue with our incredible web hacking series. Here, you're gonna learn hacking or you'll die trying. So let's get started. We have already completed Natas 23, so this time Natas 24. So once you log in, you will see something to enter here, okay? So the password. So it is similar to the previous level, right? So if you type something, so you get something here, right? So in the previous level, we did some brute forcing of the characters, right? Special characters. So let's do the same here. Okay. So I think this time it is much more secure. So anyway, let's go to the intruder. Let's keep it stationary. But this one, let's keep it 2 characters, which I can add. Okay. So adding to this, and then oh shoot, let's copy, clear, paste. So you should not change this PASSWD. Okay, so this is already the one we know. We should keep this one. So we should keep extra special characters in order to break this application. Okay, so let this be the standard one. Okay, so let's go to the cluster worm because we have 2 payloads here, and first payload is a simple list which we can get from here. Okay, so these are the special characters, as you remember. Copy, paste, not this one, clear, copy again, paste. Okay, so the payload 2 is the same. Okay, so everything is set, and let's start the attack. The scan is complete. Now let's sort it based on the length of the response. Okay, so this is the same thing we got in the previous level. Okay, so if we keep brackets here, so it is just giving us the password. This is the same way we actually solved the previous level, but let's see what's the difference here. Okay, let's see if we keep these brackets here, and let's see what happens. It is giving a warning. This is string compare warning. Okay, previously we got str. Okay, so this time we got string compare. Okay, so we'll see what it is. Okay, let's save this. Natas 25. Okay, now let's see what this string compare is. Okay, so let's go here and type PHP, and let's compare this string. So I think this string compare is just comparing something. So let's see what it is comparing. Let's see the view source code. Okay, so this is the source code, and initially it is checking for a password parameter in the request, which it exists. Okay, it exists here and it also exists in the request. Okay, so it exists. Okay, so keeping this aside, so let's see the next line. So the next line says if string compare of this value and this value. So this string compare wants to compare 2 values. Okay, this censored value is always the password, right? So we already know that this is censored value is the password, so they just redacted this information. Okay, instead of this censored place, this password actually exists. Okay, so we are comparing this password with the input which we are giving. Okay, and what does this string compare return? Okay, we should know what this string compare returns. If you don't know, we cannot go further. Okay, so what the string compare is doing is binary safe string comparison. Okay, it is comparing the binary values, not the letters. Okay, so it is just comparing in the binary level. okay, zeros and ones. And what it is doing, it is comparing string 1 and string 2. And what is it returning? Okay, it returns -1 if string 1 is less than string 2. Okay, 1 if string 1 is greater than string 2, and 0 if they are equal. Okay, so this is what it is doing. Let's say the string compare of this value, that one which we are inputting here. Okay, instead of ASDF we are inputting a lot of strings here, right? So if we input a huge value which is greater than this password, okay, then it is going to return if if string 1 is greater than string 2, so it is going to return 1. So what is going to happen is the statement is going to change something like this. So if, and in the brackets this exclamation symbol refers to as not. Okay, so this symbol will be something called not. Okay, which means the opposite of the output. Okay, so here the output we are getting is 1, right? So if we are getting any kind of output, if we are saying our input is greater than this one, so the result of this is 1. Okay, the result of this whole thing is 1. Okay, 1. If it is not 1, then what we are saying is it is false. Okay, not 1 is not something. Okay, so not 1 is not something, so not something is false. Okay, so this is what it replies. Let's say if it is less than, okay, this string which we are giving, okay, the request parameter, the one which we are giving here is less than, okay, this password. So then what happens? If not -1, because that is what it is telling us, okay, not -1, then what is it going to reply? So it is going to reply something like false, because negative of something which is not 0 or null. Okay, but if both are equal, okay, so which means the application is going to return 0. Okay, so if we give the password which we don't know, but let's say we give the password, it should return 0. Okay, so let's say we are giving something like not 0, which means something like not null. Okay, so it is like if not null, so it is similar. And what is it going to reply is not null means it has something, so it is going to reply something like true. So this is what we need actually. So we need if true condition, only then the rest of this thing will work, or else it will simply print wrong. Okay, so what we are trying to do now is we need to bring this as true. Okay, this is one way we can do this, and the second way we can do this is we crash this logic, because if we give something that is not string, okay, if we give something like an array, then this array is being compared with string, and this logic will return null. Okay, so once this returns null, it becomes if not null, and it becomes true. Okay, something like this, if not null becomes true. Okay, so these two ways. So first way is we should find out the password. We have already done the second one, which is we are comparing an array to a string. Okay, that's why this logic crashed, and then we got this one. Okay, if not null equals to true, then we got this one. So let's see. So this is the logic that we have implemented. So this crashed the application and it gave the credentials, and we got the credentials now. So to find such a big string, it is nearly impossible. Since we have it, let's try to check that. Okay, so let's try to compare it with this one. Okay, the password. If we give the password is being checked here. Okay, and it should return the same output, right? see, this time we don't have any kind of errors or warnings, okay, because we are following the logic, we are not crashing anything. Okay, so this time we got no warnings, no error messages. Okay, so we got a clean logic execution here. Okay, so to brute force this is nearly impossible. Okay, so we have to go through the logic crashing scenario. So if we do have, we can go with this. Okay, right, I hope you understand this. Just a small note on this. Okay, I found an image here. So it says, instead of posting a password string, okay, something like password equals to not the password, submit an array. Okay, something like this. So what it is going to do is PHP translate post variables like this to an empty array, which causes string comparison to barf, means crash actually. Okay, barf means crash. So what it is doing is it is giving an array. Okay, if we give this kind of a payload, it is substituting this one as an array and the password which we already have, and the result of this will return null. Okay, so this is what happening in the second scenario. Okay, I hope you understand this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.